There we go. Okay. So we're focusing on pulsations this week. And if you think of life having lots of different kinds of pulsations, you can think of your breath being one of those pulsations, that ebb and flow of the inhale and exhale. And then just in general, we have the waxing and the waning of the moon. We have the tides. There are many ways that pulsations show up. And in our yoga practice, if we allow ourselves to work with those pulsations, when we let ourselves pulsate with the pulsations, then that's where shift can happen. And that's how we can be present and work with the prana and the energy that exists in the moment. So as you take a comfortable seat, shift your sitting bones and let your hands rest down on your legs, lengthen up through your sides, draw your shoulder blades onto your back. With your eyes closing, begin to be aware of the pulsations of breath. You can notice when the inhale stops and the exhale begins. You can notice any places in your body that experience that pulsation, that expansion and contraction. Just notice the effects of those pulsations on your seat, on your mind, on whatever it is having an effect on. And now take a hand to your belly and a hand to your heart. And for a few moments, notice these pulsations and give them a little direction. So inhale and let your belly, your ribs, your chest expand in that order. As you exhale, feel the chest, the ribs, the belly contract in that order. Inhale, belly, ribs, and chest expand. Exhale, chest, ribs, belly, release. And now bring your awareness to the back body as you breathe. Inhale and notice low back, mid back, and upper back expand. Exhale back through upper back, mid back, and low back. A couple more breaths this way, allowing for that awareness to be on the back body. With hands coming to connect at heart center, take a deep inhale, fill up front and back. As you exhale, bow toward your heart, honoring yourself for being here, being present today. And then softly allowing your eyes to open, release the hands down, lift up and open through your shoulders. And now as you inhale and fill up belly, ribs, and chest, reach your arms up overhead. Exhale, gentle twist over to the left side. Inhale, feel that expansion, lift and open up. Exhale, draw in with the ribs to help you twist a little bit more. Inhale, arms reach overhead, lift and expand. Exhale, take that twist over to the right side. Big inhale, long through the spine. Exhale, ribs in to help you twist. Inhale, arms up overhead. Take a hold of your right wrist and do a little side stretching over to the left side. Root down with both sitting bones. Take another big breath and see if you can feel more expansion into the rib cage. Inhale back up to center, switch wrists, and exhale over to the other side. Root sitting bones, take a big deep breath. Feel the ribs expand as you inhale. Maybe move a little further into your stretch as you exhale. Inhale, lift upright, release your hands down. Switch the cross of your legs, come to the less comfortable cross for yourself. Shift your sitting bones. And now walk your hands out to your knees, and as you move through a couple rounds of your cat and cow, inhaling belly and heart forward, exhaling, press back through your spine. Find a gentleness to your movements. Noticing that shift and movement as you match your breath and movement together. Then inhale, sit tall. Exhale, take your right ear over to your right shoulder. Move your left shoulder blade further onto your back. On your exhale, drop your chin down in toward your chest. Engage both shoulder blades. Inhale, left ear to left shoulder. Re-engage the right shoulder blade. Exhale, chin into your chest. And we'll take this 2 more times on each side, using your inhale, helping you to shift to the other shoulder. Using your exhale to drop your chin down towards your chest. And as you take this, bring awareness to your shoulder blades, to whatever parts of your back that are stretching when your chin is down, to whatever part of your chest is stretching when your head is over to the side. And then finally pause in the center, chin is tucked down. Shoulder blades engage onto your back. Do little shakes of your head no here toward the ground. Little nods of your head, yes. And then lift your chin up toward the ceiling. Keep your shoulder blades engaged, broad through the chest. Take a full big breath and stretch a little higher with your jaw. Little reach. If you'd like, you can add some shakes of your head no toward the ceiling, maybe getting into different parts of the front of your neck. And then back into center, turn your head over to the right side and tuck your chin down. From this place, a couple of things that you can do if you choose. You can stay right where you are, or you can hold on to the back of your head with your right hand. You can, if you'd like to, bring your left arm behind your back and then lift your left shoulder up and back. Full, big, deep breath. Inhale, releasing both arms, come back up to center. Turn your head over to the left side and tuck your chin down. And again, stay right here if that's what feels best, or hold on to the back of your head with your left hand. Maybe reach your right hand behind your back and then lift your right shoulder up and back. Full breath. Then inhale back up to center. And one more time, walking hands out to your knees, press your spine back into your cow-like or your cat-like pose rather. And then this time add a little bit of movement through the shoulders. A little shifting and moving, expanding more through the back body as you take a full expanding and contracting breath. Then inhale, sit tall and shift forward onto hands and knees. And from hands and knees, as you settle your hips back towards your heels into your child's pose, knees can be wide or narrow, but ultimately find some place to set your head. So that might be grabbing a pillow or a stack of books or a block to set your forehead on. And then if it feels okay in your body, you'll roll over your forehead on your prop or on the ground, just allowing a little bit more movement through the neck to where your neck connects into your shoulders. And now come back into center, and we're going to rise to hands and knees. And as you come up to hands and knees, pause and set yourself up, wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. We're finding that rotation of the upper arm bones so your biceps are turning out, and then push, expand into the upper back. Tuck toes, lift hips, downward facing dog pose. And then send sitting bones up. Sway hips a little side to side, lengthening from hip to armpit. And then we're taking as many steps as needed to come forward into forward fold at the front of the mat. From this place, a little bend to your knees, take an inhale and lengthen part way. Extend your heart forward. Think of your front body growing longer. Exhale and fold over your legs. And from here, heel toe your feet wider than your hips. You can even bring them toward the edges of your mat if you'd like. Considerable bend to your knees. And then arms hang. As you let your arms hang, let your head hang. And then add some nods and shakes. And ear to shoulder, ear to shoulder. And then add more movement even all the way up into your back body. So little bits of swaying. And now inhale, lengthen again, hands up above your knees. Your feet are still wide. Send your sitting bones up, heart forward. Exhale and fold over your legs. And now heel toe your feet back into about inner hip distance apart. Blocks under your hands if you want, you don't have to. Step your right foot back into your lunge. And take a moment here to center with your hips and bend deeper into your front knee. Longer through your front body, take a deep breath. Inhaling, step forward. Exhale, step your left foot back into your lunge and center with your hips, drawing the right hip crease back in space. Bending deeper into your front knee and letting your ribs expand and move forward. Take a deep breath. Inhale, step forward, and exhale, right foot steps back again into your lunge. Center with your hips. And now bring hands up to your hips to rise. Left thumb into your hip crease and press your hip back in space. So you're working your hips a little bit more centered with the front of your mat. Now inhale, lift up with your entire torso. Exhale, settle a little deeper into your front knee. If you'd like to, you can stretch up. Take a full big deep breath. Inhale longer through the torso. Exhale, settle a little deeper in. Good, one more big deep breath right here. And next exhale, hands come down to the front of your mat. And we're turning and planting the back heel. So your foot's parallel to the back of your mat. More of a warrior two stance here for your legs. Walk your hands to the inside and connect your left arm with your left leg so that your arm is helping your leg open up a little bit. So now from the glute, wrap your glute down and under and let your knee turn a little bit more toward the pinky toe edge on your left leg. Extend your heart further forward, take a full big breath. Then bring your hands back into center, tuck your back toes, and step all the way back to hands and knees or downward facing dog pose. Take a deep breath. From this place, you can come to a child's pose if you would like to, or inhale, come forward into a plank. Knees coming to the ground if you want. Find that rotation of upper arm bones and push. Extend your front forward. Your ribs and collarbones move forward. Exhale, bend elbows and lower down all the way to your belly. Take an inhale and lift up and open through your shoulders, elbows reaching toward the wall behind you. Take an exhale and engage through the core. Think of low belly and ribs drawing in. Inhale, lift up with the chest as high as your body needs. Exhale, push through hands and knees to down dog, or you can stay on hands and knees. Take a full big breath. And now walking your way forward, coming into your forward fold at the front of your mat. Take an inhale and lengthen part way. Exhaling, fold over your legs. Fingertips plant, step your left foot back into your lunge. Pause and center with your hips here, drawing your right hip crease back in space. Press into the floor and inhale, lift your torso up. Now take your hands to your rib cage and take a big breath. And as you inhale, lift your ribs up high. As you exhale, bend deeper into your front knee. From that place, stay really big and broad and open through the torso. Maybe reach your arms. Deep breath. As you inhale and expand more, also settle deeper on the exhale. Next exhale, hands come down to the front of your mat. Turn and plant your back heel so your foot's parallel to the back of your mat, finding that warrior two stance again with your legs. Hands to the inside of your front leg. Right arm and leg are connecting. And now as you open the knee up, think of the glute helping that action. Extend your heart further forward. Take a big breath. And then bring hands back into center. Tuck your back toes. And this time step forward, coming into your forward fold. Inhale and lengthen, lift sitting bones and heart. Exhale and fold. Hands to hips, hug elbows up as you lift through the triceps, squeeze glutes and rise all the way up. As you come up to stand, we're going to do a little balancing. So if you'd like to, you can move over to a wall or beside a chair. But now find your balance onto your left foot and lift your right knee up in toward your chest. And from here, holding onto your knee for a moment, or you can hold on underneath your thigh, flex your foot and wrap your hip down. And as you do so, you might notice your knee turning slightly to the right side. Lift your chest up even higher, take a full breath and find that lift. As you exhale, root down through your standing leg. And now holding the knee with the right hand, left hand comes to your hip. Turn open with your knee, finding that opening through the hip here. Wrap your glute down and under so your knee turns more upright. Move your left shoulder more open so you're moving knee away from shoulder. Maybe stretch top arm to the sky here, top arm, left arm to the sky. Full deep breath. Inhale, come back into center, squeeze the knee in, and then exhale, release the foot back down, and then shake it out. So same thing, second side, find your balance onto your right foot and lift the left knee up towards your chest. And again, you can always be holding onto a wall or a chair. As you hold on to your knee, and again, it can be above or below, it can be knee or thigh, flex your foot, lift your chest, and then wrap the hip down, bringing the hips a little bit more level and opening the knee slightly. Keep lifting up through the heart, take a full breath. And then you're using your left hand to help you open the knee up to the left side. And as you do so, now notice the right shoulder and try to open knee and shoulder a little further away from each other. Good. And then you might stretch the right arm up. You might touch fingertips to the wall. Full breath. Inhale, come back into center. Give your knee a squeeze and exhale, release the foot down. As you find your feet inner hip distance apart and parallel, lift and spread your toes and root them. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, hinging at the hips, knees bent, fold over your legs. Inhale, lengthen part way. Find that length through your spine. Exhale and fold. And now planting hands, you're stepping back into either hands and knees or downward facing dog pose, whichever feels the best in your body. And from this place, push into the ground. Take a full breath, expand your ribs, think of lengthening through your sides. And now, knees down, hips to heels, take a child's pose. Take a moment again to let your head settle on something, and then find a little bit of movement side to side across the forehead. And now gently push yourself up to your seat and come all the way down to sitting bones. And then extend your legs out long in front of you. Move your sitting bones. And if you find that sitting up tall is tricky here, then maybe sit your hips up on a blanket. But press your heels down, press your fingertips down beside your hips, and lift up and open through your chest. Lift your whole rib cage up, shoulder blades engage onto your back. If you'd like, you can close your eyes here, but feel your breath, feel a full expansion. And now either gratitude arms, elbows hugging in by your sides, rotation of your arms, thumbs toward the wall behind you, or hands clasp, or the other option is keeping your hands on the ground if sitting up tall is a little bit tricky. But find that big opening through your heart space, and then take a big breath and try to fill up front and back of you. And then releasing the hands down. Inch your feet in just a little closer to you, so your knees are considerably bent, your feet are flexed. Press down with fingertips and lift with your heart. Think of your belly tilting towards your legs. And if wider legs feels better on your body here, we're going to take a fold toward our legs. So you can always have hands on your legs or on the floor. Lift, lift, lift through your heart. As you exhale, now walk your hands down towards your feet as far as your body needs to go. Holding the feet isn't necessary. Could be shins, could be the floor. Take a big inhale, tilt your belly more forward, heart more forward. Exhale, and maybe fold a little deeper if that's there for you. If it's not, stay right where you are. As you inhale this time, if you feel like you have a little more space, then maybe inch your feet a little further forward. Tilt your belly forward, heart forward, exhale, and fold. You can do that a couple more times if you'd like to, working your heels a little further forward, working more towards straight with your legs. Full deep inhale, long through the front of you. Full exhale and fold. And then inhale, rise all the way back up to a tall spine, bend your knees. And we're gonna come all the way down onto our backs. Make sure you have blocks and props handy, whatever you happen to have. And as you come down onto your back, knees hug in for a moment, take them wide, and take a rock side to side. And now if it's comfortable, you're holding on to your shins or your ankles. And then you're keeping your left heel in towards your sitting bone and extending your right leg out to the right side for a little bit of a hamstring stretch. So as long out to the side as your body is ready for. Now tilt your sitting bones toward the ground so you're unflattening the low back a little bit. Full big breath as you engage both feet, even the bent knee foot. And now bend the right knee so your heel is coming toward your sitting bone and extend your left leg. Reaching through both heels. Again, find that tilt of your sitting bones down to unflatten the low back a little bit. Big breath. And now both feet come back to sitting bones. And if it feels good, you can connect your feet and hold on to your feet with your hands into this version of a reclined butterfly. Sitting bones tilt down. If it's not comfortable to hold your feet, you can always bring the feet to the ground and put some props underneath the legs. If it is comfortable to hold the feet, then you can hold the feet with your hands and reach out through your thighs. And then pivot with your legs, with your pelvis. You're doing a little pivot on the sacrum. And then bring your legs back into center. And again, they can either be narrow or wide. And just rock one more time. Check it out and notice how the body is feeling. And now set footprints on the ground and take arms to a cactus or a T. And then take a moment to shake your head no toward the ceiling. And as your head comes over to the left side, now tuck your chin in towards your chest. And you can use your left hand here to give a little pull onto the back of your head if you would like to. Take a full big breath and re-engage the right shoulder blade onto the back. And then release the head, turn it to the right side. Chin tucks in towards your chest. And then if you want, you can use your right hand to help give a little pull. Pull the chin in a little bit closer. Re-engage the left shoulder blade. Take a full breath. And then gently release. And from here, you have about 30 seconds to take any last pose that would feel good to you. So there's something that we didn't do yet that you could really use in your body. So you might take a happy baby pose. Or you might take windshield wipers or a spinal twist. You might take a bridge pose or maybe a prop underneath your hips for a bridge. As you take a few breaths and let yourself find that thing, that pose, that final stretch that would feel good. Really keep some compassion and gentleness in mind. And now as you come back to center, you can find whatever variation of propping that would feel good in your body today. So maybe props underneath your knees in a butterfly, or a blanket over your torso, or maybe a bolster or pillow underneath your legs. Start to find the variation of rest that feels good on your body. And let the pulsations of breath help you to settle. Your breath becomes soft but full. And each exhale enables you to settle a little further into the ground. Begin to take a deeper breath. And add some gentle movement into your fingers and into your toes. As you feel ready to bend your knees and roll to your side. Gently use your hands to support yourself back up to your seat. And hands come to connect at heart center. With eyes closed, take a few moments to find that full deep breath. Have a very peaceful, very beautiful rest of your day. Namaste.